Morning, friends. It's Tuesday, the 28th of April 2020, part 4 of my little filmettes on how I am making my ceiling mosaic project. So, what I've got here is the work so far. So, what I'm going to do today is teach you how I've been cutting these shapes. But before I do that, I'm just going to do a little sweep across and show you what I've done and what I haven't done yet. I've used more cream than I thought I would use. I thought it was going to be a white mosaic with grey grout, but it's working that way. That's the way it flows. That's how mosaics tell you they want to go and which direction they want to lead you to. But I do actually enjoy looking at white with white, because a lot of my mosaics are very high coloured and very sparkly. Still got sparkle on this though. So that's what the work looks like today. What I'll be working on later on is this mandala. So I'm looking forward to that because it's got a little bit of a peacock feel about it as well. But I'm going to be sticking to white and a little bit of cream on that one. And maybe some mirror. So I'm going to show you how to cut these tiles. So to begin with, when I'm sorting out a design and a pattern, I'll be looking it up online to give me some inspiration. And I came across, of course, the flower of life, which is the Buddhist symbol for continuation of life, which actually I've used before. So here we have one of my favourite mosaics, Rikasana it's called, and I've used the flower of life on this. So what I did was I took the a free copyright pattern of it, printed it out, and then enlarged it quarter at a time because I've only got an A4 printer. So it's 4/4 so that I could make a bigger drawing. Now this is what I used for this one, as you can see. So I moved that drawing and put it underneath the mesh here. Now as you can see, it's shiny, and the reason why it's shiny is because I put some sticky back plastic. You can use anything. You could use Polly Pockets, you can even use sellotape to cover it, but the important thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that you cover it with a plastic, because if you don't and you put that drawing underneath your mesh and you start gluing down, it'll glue onto this paper and it will ruin your design. So what you have to do is that you've got to cover it in plastic, because plastic, when you stick onto it with a glue, it will not stick onto it because it's plastic. So it's a polymer. So it won't, it's a brilliant way of protecting your mesh and your mosaic, in fact. I've heard lots of disaster stories of school projects going completely to the wall because they forgot to do this very simple part of the procedure, the progress. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I cut the tiles. So with this pattern, what we've got really are concentric leaf shapes. So we've got this leaf shape repeated over and over again, which makes it really quite straightforward to just make one shape as your template. So what I use is a Polly Pocket, a very, very slippery Polly Pocket, very shiny, because the shinier the better actually, because it's very easy then to impress your drawing onto the tiles. So what I'm doing here is tracing the leaf shape from that onto the Polly Pocket and then turning it over, and then you've got your shape. So with that shape I'm going to cut, score and snap it. So here are the tools that I'll be using to make my shapes. I'll put a list of all these tools in the description box below. So we're starting off with the Toyo Glass Scorer, the same tool that you'd use for scoring, snapping glass and mirror for stained glass work. I'm using my trusty side biter. It doesn't have a make as such, but it's the important thing for me is that it's a 20 centimetre long tool, because it fits your hand very well if you've got lady hands like myself, you see. But it's very easy to use as well. I tend to use it with the curved side, as I'm right-handed, towards the left. And a score snapper. So I don't tend to use the wheel on this scorer, but you can do. I mean, there's nothing wrong in doing that if you cannot find a scorer like the Toyo. But the important thing is the paddle, the rubber paddle, to snap the tile. And my trusty safety gloves, which I'll also pop in the description box. Now, if you're going to use a repeat pattern like that leaf shape, what I would suggest is that you could make a series of them right next to each other. That way you're not wasting tile, actually, rather than using up all the edges of tiles and whatnot. So this way, it's a very economic way of making the best out of one tile. I'm redrawing these so that you know where the line is going to be scored. Okay, so we got that. Now, the next job is to use our glass scorer. So the trick is, and I'll do a line here so that you can see where I'm going to score. The trick is to make sure you use one straight line and putting some pressure using the scorer. We're not hoovering the lines, we're not doing it lightly, and you've got to hear that scratch sound as well. So that good old chalkboard back in school, the old blackboard and chalk scenario. So that way, by scoring it with one pressured score, it'll cut the tile. Let's do that again. And this time, what I'm going to do is score all these lines. Now the trick is, when you've got your score snapper is to make sure that the centre of this follows the line that you're going to snap, and it will cut in one nice easy fashion. And doing that again. There you go. And I'll be continuing that along with those other shapes. So with this is your template, and you can draw around other tiles, etc., etc. If you wanted to make sure that you're not wasting your tile, instead of going into the centre, you could go right up close, or even along one of the edges, so that you're not having to cut that bit and then just draw around it, score snap it, job done. So that's basically how I've been cutting my shapes. So thank you very much. Please subscribe to the YouTube, share it out, tell everybody about my Mango Mosaics YouTube channel. Speak to you soon. Bye.